Hello, everyone. Can you hear me all right?
We can hear you.
Sweet. All right. Just getting a couple things situated here and pulling up the pledge. All right. So this is, let me just keep admitting these folks in here. All right, today is Monday, June 7th in 2021, and this is another fireside chat for the FireOn early adopters and the FireOn app. And I'm going to go ahead and say the pledge here, just still admitting people. I pledge my mind to the respectful recognition of the sovereign liberty essential to human dignity. I pledge my hands to the creation and maintenance of communal, cultural, and ecological prosperity. I pledge my eyes to watch over the integrity of truth and justice with the acceptance of the natural balance of diversity and equality. I pledge my heart to the connection that binds all of us throughout creation. And I pledge my whole being with humility and love to the grateful service of all sentient beings in human consciousness. And I will duly act in accordance with the principles derived from this. So I am still in my skivvies. That's why I don't have my video on. I've got my undershirt, and our kids started their summer break, and so it's kind of thrown all of our family rhythms off. I was also gone for many days in the woods, and then doing this deep family generational therapy stuff, and it was just a really interesting 5 days of grounding with the earth, kind of taking a step back from everything and getting some context, and just reconnecting with the true purpose and why that I'm doing this, both baseline and FireOn and everything that I'm doing in the world. It was very, very good and very, very deep. And I don't need to go into all of it, but there were some things that came about in terms of, the whole purpose of this is to give us a way to play together, to do economy together, to make decisions together, so that we can have a truly self-directed civilization. I think that if we all had the ability to allocate the Earth's energetic resources in the form of capital to the things that we know would be beneficial to the planet, we would have a much better situation. Things are not that way currently, and the entrenched powers are sort of really holding on to how they want it to be, in a very, and this is my own judgment, in a very stupid way, because we have the capability as a species, as a people, to do something tremendous with our lives, with our world, in cooperation. And we're all waking up to these truths over the past few decades, and even more so, more rapidly now with all the challenges that are going on. It's important to me to see this situation unfold properly, where we at least have an opportunity to make decisions together and demonstrate what that's like. And it's been like my own personal soul's journey for this purpose, and trying to do right by God and do right by all of the sentient beings that I see, right? Now, it's all well and good to have wishes and dreams, but the rubber has to hit the road in some meaningful economic way. And so I've been spending so much time in suits, in conversations, in business meetings, trying to convince people of the importance of this mission. And then to those who don't care about the importance of any mission, but just care about bottom line, be able to demonstrate how this is going to make them a lot of money in the short, long, and short, medium, and long term. And so it's been unpleasant in that regard, because that's the world I'm having to walk in and basically sell this vision of the future to people who don't have that vision. They might have financial resources, but don't have the vision for that. And how they get those financial resources is beyond me when it comes to some of the conversations that I've had. Just, there's good and there's bad. And I think that ultimately, it's going to count on us to make this happen. And so I've been structuring the coin raise in such a way that we all here can earn FireOn tokens or FIRE tokens by doing some of the bounties and marketing that we're putting together. I'd like to see it launch in July. I don't know when and how exactly those dates are going to line up, but, I've been praying a whole lot, and and basically saying, I've been doing this all by myself. I mean, I've got a wonderful team, but I've been pushing and just trying to make things happen with my own will instead of really just trusting that this is the natural evolution of the human consciousness and the human experience, and that God's got this. So I think part of today's meditation is I'd like to actually do a prayer, if everybody's open to it, and sort of add that into the mix. And I might sound all Debbie Downer, but it's really not the case. Like, we have two really great clients lined up. Both are willing to pay for the whole system to be built just so that they can have the functionality they want. And we're going through the process of designing their token economics today. Actually, after I get off this meeting, I'm going to be sitting and working and making outlines for both of them. We also have another group of investors who are excited about the sensor technology. So we're structuring everything in a way where everybody gets what they want. We don't lose too much control of the steering of the ship, and we're able to really, provide an amazing product to the market in a short amount of time. Still, my target is September for both the sensor and the app. With that, I'd like to open it up to questions, just about the world in general, PHIRE specifically, anything that you'd like to address, or if there's anything that I said that sparks a question for you in where we are in this process.
Hi.
Hello.
How are you feeling?
Honestly, a little shook up, but for the most part, I'm still feeling great and feeling positive. I'm just a little shook up.
Understandable. The few days that you had, I think it's amazing what you guys just did. Thank you for sharing that. And you did it right before the solar eclipse, which is perfect. It's kind of the time, which is going to be, by the way, on the 10th, in case you didn't know. It's going to be the time, like, this is a good time to kind of clear everything out. So you intuitively, if you didn't do it on purpose, you intuitively did exactly what you were supposed to do.
Yeah, it's pretty wild. I made music out in the campfire, which I hadn't done for like months and months, and I was
Amazing.
like, why am I not doing more of this? The real true joy of living, right? And then
Right.
like that followed up with immediately like they call it constellation therapy. It's a anthroposophical Western Christian sort of methodology, and it sort of you role play your ancient lineages and your family lineages and people who've died and this and that, and just processing like generational stuff that I didn't realize that I was operating unconsciously from, and trying to really clear the blockages that I've been having in moving forward with all of this. And I tend to beat myself up and say, oh, we haven't won the race yet, so I'm not winning, I'm not succeeding. But if I look at it objectively, like, we've had some huge wins and have made some incredible progress, and I've got to give some credit to that,
Yeah, we got to look at things objectively all the time. Like, we have to be human, as in be in emotion, as well as at the same time be that Gemini, I guess, objectively see the whole picture. That's the only way to go. You can't just be one or the other.
Yeah.
And and I love it. Sounds like your intuition led you exactly to the right place. Everything's unfolding so perfectly. And when you were telling the story, I was like, very good stuff.
There is a grand play going on.
Yeah.
The idea of quote unquote saving civilization is no longer something that I find to be a realistic goal. I think instead, from a soul perspective, right, we want to align with and explore and create and be creative. All of our ancestry, they would dance at the right time, they would sing at the right time, and they would have ceremonies at the right time, honoring God and all of their ancestors in such a way that it would make life worth living. It's the love that we get to share, right?
Yes.
So if we can create a framework where that is the outcome economically and governance wise, like, whether we succeed here or in the next world, it's mostly about just the journey and celebrating God in that way,
I call it assisting humanity, not saving humanity. It's there's a different energy behind that, because one is you kind of get to do whatever you want in a way. The other one is draining.
Yeah.
You're doing great. Thank you
Well,
for being you and doing everything you do.
thanks, Natasha. I really appreciate that. Would
Of course.
anybody else like to chime in or have a question? I see some new names, I think. Alyssa, would you like to introduce yourself? Alyssa Marie, do you have audio? All right. John, I believe you've been in here before. If you're new, would you introduce yourself, please?
Yes, I'm John Thurman. I've been in the oil and gas industry for 20 plus years. And just starting to get into cryptocurrency, and this has really piqued my interest.
Right on. What about it has piqued your interest? There's a lot of cool projects out there.
Well, what you're doing here with PHIRE particularly has really piqued my interest. I think it's a good idea.
Well, thanks, John. I really appreciate that. I think the whole focus here is that if we can make our lives easier and process our own transaction fees, keep those, and decide how we as a people want to spend it together, we can accomplish some really amazing things. Imagine if you could choose where your taxes went instead of having it decided for you by representatives who may or may not have your best interest at heart, right? That's the whole value thing that I don't think has ever been done successfully before. We have cooperatives, we have credit unions and banks, and they've all sort of touched on the true power of a cooperative. But this with PHIRE, we hope to really, show what that could be on a large scale. Oh, I didn't mean to mute you there. Sorry, John, if you wanted to say something else.
I'm good. That's all I had.
Well, thanks for being here. I appreciate you. Let's see if there's any new folks that I see. Jen, Jen. I don't know if you've been here before. Would you like to introduce yourself, please?
I've been here
Okay,
before.
right on. Welcome back.
Thanks. Thank you.
So if we have any questions about PHIRE or about where we are in the process, I'd love to hear them. William, I see you're in here. Ben, I see you're in here. Welcome, welcome. If you guys have anything to add, William, that would be great.
I'm good, Xavier. I'm just enjoying the collective energy and becoming more enthusiastic, knowing that we have so many people on our side, so many good people.
Yeah, it's really incredible. The community that we've built and the people that have been showing up are just stellar individuals. What I really want to see happen is ideally would be a couple crypto folks come in and who I've known for years and say, you know what, we've seen you working for this long. We've seen you, continuously moving forward. We'd love to support that. Who understand crypto and the benefits of the PHIRE token, right? Also, these two clients, even just one of them would turn the party on, and we'd start seeing some real movement here in the fall. So I'm excited that those two prospects. And in terms of like the greater raise, the challenge that we've run into is that we can't issue securities, which PHIRE token really is, to US unaccredited investors. We can pay you in them for doing things or for being early adopters. And I kind of find this as a fundamental flaw in the securities laws here in the United States, is that people who want to be involved in a project can't, simply because they don't have enough money and the government doesn't value them as somebody who's competent enough to make investment decisions. So hopefully in the near future or the long-term future, we can change that around with a well-operating bank and decentralized autonomous organization. Update on the Hexahome project. Yes, so we have partners who have this amazing technology. I don't even think the material has been named yet. And we figured out exactly what it would take to get the manufacturing plant in place for that. And we have clients who have expressed interest in buying not just the homes, but also 4x8 sheets of it for insulation and whatnot. So It just takes some more doing on our end to find the right money for that project to launch. If we can incorporate it into the greater raise of PHIRE and PHIRE Global Partners, then for sure. Otherwise, we feel confident that the sales from our phones will produce enough revenue to be able to execute on all of these different projects. So it's really a question of whether the cart comes before the horse or the horse comes before the cart in terms of investors stepping into the project. So thanks, Ethan. Any other questions? How close for the phones, Jen asks in the text chat. So we have a group of investors who've expressed a lot of real good interest in the phone project. They understand hardware, they understand tech, and they're good at bringing those things to market. Two different groups, actually. One who I have to have a conversation with this week. The other ones who we have a follow-up coming up this week. They are also interested by the app and the social aspect to it, to the software. And we also have two other clients who are in it just for the software. So we might be able to split the difference, get the investors just into the phone with a standard equity raise because they don't like cryptocurrency ideas or messing with cryptocurrency. They're more traditional investors. And that might be much more straightforward. And if that happens, then we're looking at, like I said, hopefully September, where our first run is delivered. Benjamin Kihei says, aloha. Aloha, brother. And then in terms of, did anybody go to the Bitcoin conference? Anybody here? It was a mess. Will the phones be only for USA? No. In fact, they will be Android, and they'll be for, I mean, you can take whatever phone you want to a lot of different carriers, especially overseas, and have them put in the software. I'm sorry, their SIM cards or whatever. So they will be available overseas as well. When are we going to have another PHIRE yacht party? Once our first milestone is hit, where we have the app in production, I think we'll do a party as soon as the app is complete. That would make more sense. And then what I'd like to do from there is do a road trip around the country and put on a festival where we can enroll people into the app by throwing this badass festival that just exemplifies all the qualities of the new Earth. I watched the Cringe Fest. Yeah, the Bitcoin conference was a little over the top. Hello, Elisa Marie. You're a new person. Welcome, welcome. Would you be so kind as to unmute yourself and introduce yourself and what your superpower is?
Hi, my name is Alyssa.
Hi, Alyssa.
I'm into energy healing. I'm a Reiki master.
Very cool. How long did you study Reiki?
I've been studying it for about 6 years now.
Very awesome. So you have a practice and people come to you and you do the laying on of hands?
Yes, I do.
Heck yeah, that's awesome. Do you find when people, so there's a deep state of relaxation that you go into when you do Reiki, right? And then also the recipient, right? And they are as much of the healing process as you are, right? And the Spirit of God kind of moves through you. When you do this, do you envision like the knots or the problems that they're having in their back or their body parts, or what is that process like for you?
Yes, I kind of use my intuition to tell what parts of the body, like the chakra systems and meridians especially. And I can also use pendulums to find out which areas have blockages that I need to work on.
I've known some people who do Reiki, and they are intuitive empaths, probably as a parent probably are as well. And what they say is that they will feel the problem that the other person's having in their own body because they're paying attention to what's going on in their own system, right? And then by doing that, they're able to pinpoint what to work on. Is that something that's familiar to you?
Oh yes, yep, that's
Very
definitely
cool.
familiar. Yep.
And how did you find PHIRE?
I found it through Telegram. I was in some different groups that it got shared to.
Okay.
And I started following about a month ago or so. So.
Very cool. And you've been watching Baseline, or have you read anything about PHIRE? Which one?
I've been watching Baseline. I don't know a whole lot about. Sorry, my daughter started yelling.
Never have.
But yeah, I've been watching Baseline mostly. I don't know a whole lot about PHIRE yet.
Okay. Well, basically, it's a cooperative bank or a credit union where everybody who uses the banking system through crypto is also a part owner of the company, of the bank. Imagine if the Federal Reserve was owned by everybody who used dollars and got a benefit from doing that beyond, they're feeding their own desires or whatever, spending money the way they want to. So the essence is like we're economically harvested by a small group of people who've created this money system, and we play in it to get the things that we want, but we're feeding a system that we wouldn't necessarily agree with if we were conscious of it fully. So this gives us the opportunity to be conscious of what we're doing as a people, how we're affecting the planet, how we're affecting one another, by having it directly affect our pocketbooks. If we're a banking system and we're processing everybody's transactions and we're generating revenue, everybody gets to choose on how that revenue and profits, how they get spent. So if you want to start a garden project or a Reiki school or a school, you say to the rest of the community, hey, I think this would be a great idea. Here's my credentials. This is why I think I'd do good. And here are the people who vouch for me. And then everybody votes and says, hey, out of the $1 million we made last month, we'll give you that 100K that you need to start your project or whatever. And then through smart contracts, as you increase your profits and stuff, that gets shared back to 10% gets shared back to the main company, the main bank. So it gives us an opportunity to use like permaculture principles in growing, mimicking the organisms of nature, and doing so with a governance system that gives everybody the opportunity to be heard and not marginalized, no matter what race, religion, creed, or nationality. So basically, a virtual nation based upon the values of goodness.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Well, thanks. Thanks for giving us your time and sharing with us your essence and your being. I hope that I hope that you continue to join us in these, and then see the benefits of the bank when it comes to fruition fully.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I'm excited to learn more.
Whoop, whoop. All right. Anybody else new and or would like to chime in, ask a question, or share a personal anecdote of the past week of theirs? Well then, thank you very much for your time and being here. I wish I had more to show you, and I think next week it'll be back on track. I'll be adjusted to the kids' schedule and not going to sleep late and waking up early just because it's summer. Then how about we go into the meditation then? Unless anybody has any last minute questions or things they want to share. All right, well, excellent. Just going to turn my phone on to do not disturb. If you'd find yourself in a comfortable seated or lying down position, and just take a moment to be here and take a breath. We're going to go through a process of imagining a golden light shining down on us from heaven, shining into our being, aligning all of our atoms and molecules, and creating a greater capacity for love and gnosis and experience within our being. And then we'll do a breathing exercise where we draw in the piezoelectric energy of the earth through the root of our spine and spiral it up like a water fountain or a tornado up the course of our spine, infusing our body with more energy, more vitality, pausing on the full inhale and holding it, exhaling on the exhale, imagining that energy that you've drawn in through the earth spiraling out of your crown like a spiraling water fountain to increase the coherence and capacity of the aura field that we are experiencing. Like iron filings around a magnet, we align the air molecules around us to create a greater expression of our being in that space where we have our extra senses, where we keep our memories, where we imagine a friend of ours calling us and they call us at that moment, that magnetism. And then on the full exhale expression, holding it and doing that 4 times. Inhale, exhale, Inhale energy, exhale, strengthen our field. And then we'll do a visualization where we increase the understanding of density and the power that we contain within each one of the cells of our being. So please find yourself in a seated and comfortable position. Allow your shoulders to slump. Allow yourself to release all of the stress or considerations that you've had for the past few days. To just become present and allow yourself to be here and grateful for the moment, grateful for the inspiration of air, the beating of your heart, the stillness of your environment. Imagine a rose gold light shining down from the heavens onto your vessel, onto your being. Melting any stress off of you like wax off of a candle, coconut oil, dripping down your back, your forward, to collect into a pool below you. As that rose gold light comes down upon you and in through your crown, begins to fill your being, fill your skull, releasing any tension wherever that warm light lands, releasing any tension on your forehead, releasing any tension in your mind. The light continues down through your third eye and your pineal gland, just relaxing the crown of your head. Warmth, coherence. As the light continues down within your being, like filling a cave, covering your eyes, relaxing your sockets, relaxing your eyebrows, relaxing the top of your ears and your cheeks as the light continues down through your skull. As the light fills from the top of your crown to the bottom of your jaw and your neck, release any tension from your jaw. Imagine any tension from your neck melting off of your back like warm coconut oil, to collect in a pool below you. You are above your stresses and your concerns. As the light continues to fill your vessel, it goes south beneath your throat, relaxing your throat chakra, relaxing the truth that you are able to speak. And as the light continues down through your shoulders, release any tension from your upper back and your neck, carrying so much. Release it. As the light continues down to fill up your vessel, it goes to your biceps, goes to your pecs, it covers your lungs, and it embraces your heart. Take a breath in gratitude. Know that your heart beats towards peace, towards love. Take a moment to be grateful for all of your ancestors who have come before you, who have struggled in their journeys and overcome, so that you might be here now, leading the way for all of your family. As the light continues down towards your solar plexus, your biceps, find groundation in the fact that you are all of the wonderful attributes that you have grown, experienced, all of the patterns, all of the personality traits that have made you a powerful and beautiful being. As the light continues down, all of the stress melts away. Warmth and coherence replaces tension. And as the light goes into your belly, the creative force of life that moves through you is enlivened, is acknowledged. It is in great gratitude for that which dwells within you, that motivates you, that animates you, that inspires you. a facet on the divine gem of the infinite creator of which you are a part. As the light continues down to your root, to your legs, to your ankles, shins, toes, you are grounded in a family of souls. Together in the infinitude and compassion of the Christ that moves through all things. As your body is filled with this light, imagine all of your atoms structuring themselves in perfect balance. All of the molecules within your vessel aligning themselves into perfect union, expressing the divine will of the Creator in a perfect and unique way that is you. Fully present, fully of light, effortless. We will begin the breathing exercise. When we inhale, imagine a tornado of light going up your spine, cascading through your being, increasing the coherence and capacity of the life force energy that you are able to transmit. And then we will hold it. Inhale and hold it. Exhale that life force energy spiraling around the aura field of your being, structuring the atoms, and hold it. Like magnets, increasing the capacity. Inhale, filling your vessel with light, and hold it. Exhale, structuring the life force around you into your greater being, and hold it. In the stillness, inhale, drawing up the life force energy of the earth through your body, and hold it. In gratitude and inspiration, exhale, structuring the air molecules around you to greater represent you and create a stronger field, and hold it. Increasing the capacity of your life force, inhale, and hold it. Shining the magnet of your life force, exhale, and breathe comfortably. Through each inspiration and expiration, we are drawing energy in from the world around us as a tree draws nutrients up its roots. And on each exhale, with our thoughts and intentions, we are manifesting and magnetizing the molecules of air around us. As you become aware of the air molecules around you and the space within the room that you are in, be aware that they are molecules. You are swimming in a sea of atoms. Each one holds a specific charge representing a specific material component, a note in the grand symphony of electrical charge and gnosis, a field of awareness and intention, clothed in the molecules and atoms that have been created by the one true Sun, of which you are a part and dancing and dwelling within. As you become aware of the field around you and the molecules in the air and building that you are in, you become aware of the history of your own life, your own song, imparted upon this place. Your emotions, your thoughts, your story being carried in the greater story of this place, nurtured and held and protected. As you are aware of this space that you are in and the molecules within which you dwell, Increase your size and magnification until you take up the totality of the room. Non-localized consciousness spread through the charge of the field around you. A being of greater understanding and experience, alive with the molecules of creation, experiencing reality and the song of your creation. As you increase your size and magnification, become aware of the building that you are within, whether it is an office or a home, and the story behind it, and the thoughts that created it, and the work and the will that manifested it. The greater song in the song of creation. Become aware of the field around you, the families, the buildings, the community, the neighborhood, the woods. All beings dancing in creation, expressing themselves. Beautiful song of creation of which you are a part. All of their strivings, all of their learnings, all of their growings. One beat in the song of creation. As you increase your size and magnification, become aware of the state or the county that you are within, and all of the songs of all of the beings in that place, the four-legged ones, the winged ones, the swimming ones, the insects, the two-leggeds, all of the stories and the songs being sung in the field of which you are a part. Connected and whole, unique, yet one. Increase your size and magnification until you are floating above the nation that you are within. A nation whose song and story has been carrying on, whose people adhere to various ways of expression, who live together, express together, share together. A greater song of which your note is a part. All of the information and history and stories that have been told there. Part of your song, part of your story. Increase your size and magnification until you are aware of the earth below you, at the very edges of the atmosphere. An entire planet full of species, and full of songs, and full of stories, histories, civilizations that have come and gone. A grand song in the symphony of creation, of which you are a part. Become aware of the others here that are meditating with us, floating at the edges of the atmosphere. Each a light, a striving, an expression of the divine creator, unique, earnest in their heartfelt strivings towards truth and beauty and balance. Imagine a light between you and them, between them and you and one another. Strings of a web that create a shape of an intention, of balance and in beauty. A few tiles of the mosaic of that beautiful place. And in between us are the angels, heaven's guardians, watching over and guiding the world in beauty and in balance. Look below to the world and share that peace, that intention, that they may be at peace, that they might be in love and compassion and patience. I hold that intention for the world. I feel it in my heart. Become aware of the moon of the planet nearby and its history, all of its atoms collected and formed, its song in the symphony of creation. And as we increase our size and magnification, become aware of all of the planets in the solar system, each with their own histories, billions of atoms collected in formation, molecules, materials, formed and dancing, expressing the gnosis that each of those spheres contain. A grand symphony in the grand symphony of creation. As we increase our size and magnification, become aware of the sun, churning and creating the life force that we all dwell within. Creating atoms within which it dwells, within which the creative spirit of the Christ consciousness, life force of the one infinite creator, expresses itself in myriad forms, dancing through the grand symphony of creation. All is one. As you increase your size and magnification, the light of the solar system shrinks to a pinprick of light, and you are surrounded by a sea of infinite lights, each their own systems, each their own souls, each complete with billions of years of material manifestation, civilizations and life force, gnosis, all dancing in a grand symphony of creation, of which you are a part. And as you increase your size and magnification, all of those lights shrink and you realize that you are floating above the Milky Way galaxy, spiraling, full of billions of star systems, uncountable atoms, infinite myriad forms of life and consciousness, expressions of the one infinite creator spiral into the many facets of the divine gem being. And as you increase your size and magnification, you realize that there are more galaxies floating around you in the same way that there were pinpricks of light. And as you increase your size and magnification, all of those lights shrink to one central star, one central point of light. And you realize that you are within an atom, infinitely large. And as you increase your size and magnification, that atom and that universe is connected with other atoms, with their own universes, variations on the form and the expression of the one. And those atoms form molecules, and those molecules that you witness form cells, and cells in your vessel, cells in your body, cells in your being. You find yourself back in the place where you started, seated or lying down, here in the room that is full of the molecules of air that you have formed with your gnosis, your intention, and your spirit. Animated by the Spirit of God and love that moves through all things. Take a moment to be present with yourself and with the space around you. And if you are open to it, I would pray. Creator of the universe, Heavenly Father, Spirit that moves through all things, I come before you humbly and ask for a beautiful world to be manifest through us, that we can honor you and all of those around us. It's a better match, a heartfelt love that we feel inside. And please have pity on us for fumbling through this world and trying our best and trying to do something worth living for that does not feed darkness and does not feed evil, but feeds the hope and life force of our future generations and enhances the planet we live in, and help us see this through and bring the right people to us who will see that vision and want to take part in it. You've already done so in so many beautiful ways, and for that I'm grateful. And please take care of these folks who are here. Watch over them so that they might find more beauty and joy in their lives that they could share with others. And that PHIRE becomes successful, and that I can have hope for a beautiful planet and a beautiful civilization for my children and their children on for 7 generations. And thank you for everybody who's here, and thank you for all of the support you've given me and all of the people here in our lives. Already, things seem really dark, and we need to know that there's something good on the other end. And if we can help make that happen, please help and guide us. Amen.
Amen. Sending everybody so much love.
Thank you. Well, thank you, everybody. If anybody has anything they want to say, please do so. All right.
Just want to say I love you guys.
I love you too. Thank you so
Yeah.
much.
Thank you.
All right, I'm going to end the broadcast.